peer-to-peer?
Peer-to-peer is a really great resource. Excuse me. A really great resource or way to help that person overcome their whatever the issue is or their problem. Maybe sometimes it's something as simple as just getting out there and venting. The way the STOP program is ran is that these folks who are in the program providing this service, we make a strong emphasis that we are not providing clinical intervention. There is no clinical component to what we're doing. We're just simply here, or they are just simply here to sit down, listen to what's going on, provide a direction to go to if it's a benefit question, or let's say they are on the brink of starvation because they have no income right now. You know, the local resources that they can go to, or the local VA agency that they can see if they need mental health help or they need medication or something like that. Peer-to-peer support, in a way, have a lot, in a sense, and the way I see it, a lot more liberty to be a lot more directive. When I'm with a client, I am not directive at all. The sessions are always going to be guided by what the client wants to do, because I'm a firm believer that the client knows best, they know themselves best, and I sure as heck don't want to tell them exactly what they want to do, because they know how to do it. And so with peer-to-peer, you know, it's very solution-orientated. Sometimes we can maybe talk to them for an hour and then they have to leave. So we never know how long we're going to be with these folks. And so the staff is trained as peer-to-peer to be very, very orientated towards, you know, getting the information that they need of what's going on, provide the support, and then redirect them into finding solutions of what's going on. And we're very driven that way. And then, of course, we do like a follow-up. But hopefully I answered your question. But again, peer-to-peer support is a wonderful asset in the mental health community.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey guys, so step back a little bit. My son's on the spectrum. He is 6. He is super, super smart. He's reading at like a 2nd or 3rd grade level, so he's very literate. He does have some of the same behaviors that I think you were saying with your son.
Sure.
Energy issues, you know, social emotional supports. We have an IEP. I definitely want to talk to you after about gamifying his school, because that's really interesting. But I was just wondering, he's super into video games. I'm super into video games. I was wondering if you had any ideas for what I could get him playing, either video or board games, because I'd really like to get into that as well, that would be more geared for like a younger audience, that would help work on those social emotional skills that he needs to develop a little bit more on the spectrum.
Well, I was going to say, an example. Yes. I have a Kickstarter. Super successful. It'll launch in December. The Kickstarter is live now. The product is out in December. Critical Core. But I see criticalcore.org. Criticalcore.org.
There are pamphlets on that at the Child's Play booth, which you should all totally go see.
In addition to that, in the short term, there's lots of other games you can play, and I'll let some other panelists talk about video games, but there's a lot of really good card games you can play, especially if he's got a reading level that he's able to participate in, and you can actually promote some literacy with it. I'm a big fan of Codenames. Codenames is a fantastic game. We've used them in our therapeutic social skills groups. There's Codenames that has pick words and Codenames with pictures of Marvel if he's into superheroes. That's super helpful. It's all about theory of mind. That game's all about what clues do I need to give based on other people's knowledge. And it's fantastic for improving social skills. We've seen kids, we've seen like the wheels turn and things click for kids who need to work on problem solving related to social skills. So I would definitely say Codenames is a really good one. I like Flux a lot. Flux is a really, really good one. The reading level's not too hard, and you can help with most of it. And then with building some literacy, you'll get some sense for what the words are, and boost that literacy anyway. So I recommend both of those. I'm also a huge fan and supporter, like everybody else, I think up here, about role-playing games. So while you're waiting for Critical Core to come out, you might want to check out No Thank You Evil, which is a game made by Monty Cook Games, designed by Shannon Germain, who's also doing a stretch goal with us on Critical Core. So check out No Thank You Evil. I forgot my flyer, so I'm going to say this as many times as I can. So No Thank You Evil is a fantastic game that you can play it as early as 4 years old. So
one of the ones I've used in addition to those ones, and this is depending on the emotional maturity level of your son. This may or may not fly. This is probably a little too young for this one, but it'll be great in a couple of years. The resistance. And I mostly used it with younger teens, depending on where they are, because basically it's all about bluffing and reading social skills and learning ways. And some of the cool things about it is, some of the kids I used to use this with, they weren't subtle about changing their behaviors, but they were trying new behaviors every time, and they were the ones who won the most because we couldn't predict what they were doing. They were the ones that if I went, "Are you a spy?" they wouldn't be like, spy. But they were the ones trying new strategies, and it helped them win the game more often. So that may eventually be another one that can.
So let's talk after, because I think as much as we can like general thing and like awesome suggestions, like ultimately we have to work on the individual needs of the kiddo. What are the top few behaviors you're working on? Some you can be creative with and just be like, okay, so we're playing Pokemon. Every time it's your turn, ask me one question, or I'll ask you, ask me a question of my interest, and then I'll say something, and then they can follow up, right? Like in that way, and other games are specifically for it. So, or even things like Lego. So we can talk. After, we'll talk about your kid.
I'm a big fan of strategy games for that, just so you know.
Do you have any in specific?
StarCraft.
Good question. Thank you.
Hi, thanks for doing this panel. It's super informative. Just a quick question. Did you ever have any issues with like people who got disillusioned with the game and ended up just being like, I don't want to play the game anymore, so I'm going to ruin it for everybody else? And like, how would you deal with that as like an authority figure, or even like as someone like me if I were playing with my friends? Because this is an issue I have with my friends. Where sometimes one of them will get in a bad situation, and they're like, you know what, I don't want to play this game anymore, so none of you guys can have fun anymore. And outside of like just straight ousting them from the group, which I can't really do, how do you sort of like deal with that sort of thing in a nuanced way as like both an authority figure in your position and as someone in my position?
Now, out of curiosity, are you playing tabletop or are you playing video games?
Video games.
Okay.
So this is video games?
Video game.
Yeah. Specific? Do you want specific video games?
Well, no. So I'll just jump in. So I actually trained as a prison shrink, and the last unit I worked on was what was called a transitional living community, a modified therapeutic community, and it was a lot of peer support. And if the structure worked the way it was supposed to, they didn't come to us as staff until they did certain steps. And there was a script we would use. Out of care and concern, I would like to bring something to your attention. And this is a behavior that I think could hurt whatever your long-term goal is. So in this case, your emotional well-being, your release state, your whatever. But basically, out of care and concern, and you would stick to just the behaviors themselves, not opinion about why they did it, because we can't read minds, and they may do it for something totally different. But just basically, out of care and concern, Dr. B, I would like to bring to your attention the fact that you flipped over the Monopoly board. And I believe that will impact your long-term relationships with the family negatively.
Those poor houses.
Or, something similar, Dr. B, out of care and concern, I would like to bring to your attention that you shortchanged the rest of the family playing Monopoly. Monopoly is a family breaker, by the way. Mario Kart Monopoly.
Out of care and concern, you're being a dick.
So that's the thing. The way we would do that is we would avoid editorial, no opinions, except for how you think that behavior will affect their outcomes. And it's just that, I come to you out of care and concern, here's the behavior I saw, here's how I think it will affect you, let's talk. And it's deceptively simple and really hard to do.
In DBT, that's a deer man skill.
What, out of curiosity, what game you play?
Well, we play League, and I'm a little embarrassed to say this.
Oh my
That, and also I'm a little embarrassed to say this because I'm 16, but we're at a gaming convention, so Minecraft.
Nice.
Yes! Cool. All right.
All right, so we have 2 minutes. We're going to take one more question here, but we will all be waiting outside for all of you people who have waited to take your questions after your stuff.
I will try to be as quick as possible. I
Okay.
also have, I'm too short for that, so it's
That's
fine.
fine.
I studied psychology in school. I'm planning on going back at some point for other things. I think it's really interesting. But one of the things that I learned in school was you don't often see a lot of research on video games and research on gaming and how it can have positive influences is still really, really young. Like if you go on PsycInfo, Zotero, like you are not gonna find anything pre-2015 that's like remotely helpful. What, you guys are all clearly older. How did you did not come out of a time where like
You gave him a heart attack!
modern video games are like a really helpful kind of resource for therapeutic intervention. What brings you here today? Like what compelled you in your lives to be like, yeah, you know what? The frame of psychology, mental health, and like video games for positivity. How did you get here?
Fear of impending death.
It's always the short ones.
I would never say perseverance. I can tell you that I graduated my program, so I'm not that old in 2015. 94 years ago. But the big thing is, all through my program, and my program is super open to lots of different interpretations, the Jungian Freudian program. But they had a very big disdain for video games because they didn't understand them. And all of my faculty still to this day don't understand them, and I would have lots of arguments with them in class, and they would be angry about it because I take up class now. The biggest thing is perseverance. I think all of us have hit those roadblocks. All of us will continue to hit those roadblocks. But we're just like, oh, cool, let's go around this. Let's keep on pushing. The whole point of what we're doing here is to push our knowledge and our existence outside of the realm that we have. And we're going to just continue to do it.
I think part of it was about like fighting a good fight. Like the whole reason I did my PhD looking at game studies is I was studying to be a clinician and I was playing a lot of World of Warcraft. And it was at the height of World of Warcraft. I am old, I guess. The height of World of Warcraft, and I saw several people in a short amount of time saying, my children are playing World of Warcraft. I'm very, very concerned. I feel like it's doing something bad to them. And at the time, there was no research, right? 2005, 2006, maybe 2 papers. And I actually thought like, oh my God, is it doing something to me? Why are they so concerned? And that's why I went into studying it, because I thought I was seeing, I have a community, I have a family, I am, I love playing World of Warcraft. Surely it's doing something good to me and not something bad to me. Everyone still thinks it's doing something bad.
That's based on that.
Yeah.
It's anytime something new, especially when technology comes into play, people are going to panic, especially when it has entertainment. I mean, even the radio, when it came out, it's like, oh God, the children, and like the entertainment.
Well, pinball.
Was it?
And pinball.
Yeah, pinball's a big one.
Downfall of society, that's pinball.
They said that about poetry.
All right.
Yeah, like in the ancient Greek world, poetry was the story of gods doing bad things.
Oh, but the benefit is, usually on that kind of rebound, is, folks like us and other people who are here, then do research of like, well, all right, but let's take a peek, and try to, challenge methodology or studies this as negative, or validate ones where maybe there's negativity, but in what context. So we're seeing that right? I think there's more and more of us. Obviously, you're interested in doing it. We're helping each other. The thing is, we're an incredibly inclusive community, so they're kind of screwed because we're rapidly developing like bunnies. So it's good. It's like a virus, a wonderful virus to improve the research again. Yeah.
We got numbers.
Don't shake his hand.
Oh, you were going to say?
Oh yeah, for me it was just kind of challenging the system. I'm an Iraqi war vet, so when I came home and I went to school, I wanted to find a way to give back to fellow veterans, and so that was going to be working with the VA. And anyone who's worked with the VA or worked in the VA knows just how slow the government gears can turn when it comes to introducing new programs. But I was in a really good position at the time, and I was working at the vet center. While working there, I did my internship, and my love of video games and my really big concern about seeing my generation of veterans who were very disconnected from each other. Often at times I would sit down and talk to them, and they don't talk to anybody, they don't see anybody, they're not engaged with their family or anything like that. And I said, well, but they all play video games. I said, well, there you go. You know, I'm going to use video games as a way to connect these folks together, connect them with StackUp. And at the vet center, there's a lot less red tape there. So rather than having to go through a whole bunch of proper channels, I just threw it together with the help of StackUp. Well, at that time, I was working for the VA, and we just got it going. And I challenged them. I pushed this down the VA's throat to a certain extent because they are just still running on the old methods of reaching out to this younger generation. And of course, you know, a lot of people are aware of the 22 suicides a day. And that's just uncalled for. We can do better. And as I feel with the mental health professionals, in my sense, I felt it was a personal duty to find unorthodox measures to try and reach out to these folks and bringing them in. So to me, that made perfect sense.
I've got an extremely brief answer. You're my community. And I got into this field to help the people, so they, you know, basically help my people. And I saw my people, geeks and gamers, not being served well. So it's me letting my freak flag fly and helping people who are like me.
Can I just say something?
One more comment? Yeah.
I just want to say as a volunteer for StackUp that one life lost is one life too many. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
It might be a while, but I'll.
It was a year.